It seems like Mario Chalmers in Orlando Summer League is getting the best of Derrick Rose. Why did Mario Chalmers fall down to the early second round?
I don't know. That's a good question. I mean, I think some of it had to do with some need, and perhaps he wasn't as highly valued by particular teams that were drafting at the end of the first round as maybe he should have been. But you know, we can all sort of agree or disagree as to where a prospect should have been drafted. But you know, at the end of the day, you know, it's up to each one of these players to make the best of their situation. And now, you know, as they step into their NBA careers, you know, it doesn't matter where they got drafted. They don't put that on their jerseys. They, you know, they have to go out and play. And if you're the first pick or the 45th pick, it doesn't matter. You know, when they throw it up, everybody's equal.
And I think Derrick Rose, I think he could be a little nervous too. I think that's why he's struggling a little bit. I think, you know, it happens with picks that are picked high with pressing and stuff like that.
Well, he's 19 years old. I mean, he's a kid. So you know, and yeah, I can't tell you how guys played. You know, do you remember how guys played 2 years ago in the summer league? Nobody remembers. It's a step in their development. So, you know, if Derrick Rose averaged 40 points a game and 20 assists in summer league, it wouldn't really matter. It's not that those aren't the games that count. This is just a step in his development as a player, and it's going to be a process. So you know, I wouldn't get too worried about it. I mean, Michael Beasley had 28 points in his first game. He went 1 for 13 in his second. That's not an indication of the kind of player he is or will be going down the line.
Right, because the summer league is more for players like J.C. Carroll, Pat Kalathis, you know, people like that are trying to make a roster.
It is an opportunity for players to play and gain experience and to learn. And so if a player knocks the bottom out of it and has an unbelievable summer league, it doesn't mean they're going to be a great player. If the player struggles a little bit, it doesn't mean they're not going to be a great player. It's just one step along the way.
But I'm wondering, would it make a difference though? Like, for example, like a J.C. Carroll, you know, like you know, he would need summer league more than Brook Lopez, like, to make a roster, because Brook Lopez knows, you know, he's going to get a guaranteed contract. But say like a J.C. Carroll though, he would need summer league obviously to get an opportunity to play in the league. And
sometimes that's the way it works, but other times they're just invited to camp and they're invited to be on the summer league roster. You never know. I mean, it is different for every player. That's true. But they're all opportunities. These are opportunities for these players. Sometimes to impress, and then also opportunities to get better, and maybe it's an opportunity where you play for one team, you get seen by another, and they have a need for you, and they grab you up.
Wow, and I wanted to ask you too, which other second-round picks do you feel slipped too far that should have been first-round picks?
Well, see, I don't look at it that way. You know, I think there are a number of players that have the ability to make the league. And whether they're first or second round picks, to me, is immaterial to that. I mean, there are, you know, I thought the draft went, you know, fairly well as far as where I thought players should have gone. There are always going to be guys that are drafted, you know, later in the second round that are going to make it. You know, it's going to happen, and there are going to be players that are undrafted that are going to make it. There's no way that every player is going to be properly evaluated. That's impossible. It has never happened, and it never will happen. And also you have players at different stages of their development that so far haven't shown how good they are and how good they can be. And one thing about that we can't measure, we can sit here and talk about how tall they are, you know, their points, how productive they are per minute, but you can't measure a player's heart and determination over time.
That's right.